This is the NWA World's Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. Thank you for watching Mark's Name Joe. Un saludo a todos, cuídense mucho y a dar trancazos, cabrones.
Welcome back to Mark's Name Joe. Joe and I are sitting in the cigar lounge talking about our winners and losers of the week. We're talking about the week of September 21st to September 25th, 2020. Covering SmackDown, we're covering NXT, we're covering AEW, and we're covering Raw. Who do you have for your winner of the week, Joe? We'll start with the good news first.
Good news first, huh? I'm going to go with, I wasn't going to go this way, but I'm going with the Gauntlet Eliminator match out of NXT. Bronson Reed, Kushida, Cameron Grimes, Timothy Thatcher, and Kyle O'Reilly. The match was absolutely fun to watch. It was probably the best match of the week for me out of everything that I watched from Raw, SmackDown, AEW. It put Kyle O'Reilly on the map for number one contender, and the match was fun. It was different. I love the way they went about it, and they gave a bunch of guys a chance to do something that probably normally wouldn't be in the title picture. But I think Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor is going to be a fun match, and I'm going with the winners. All those guys deserve it because it was a really good match. What about you, Joe?
I'm going to go a slightly different direction. My winner of the week is Alexa Bliss. I think that this storyline that they're telling with her and The Fiend, with wherever they're going to, well, I mean, they're clearly now intersecting, but wherever they're going to go with it, I think this has been the most interesting thing they've done with Alexa Bliss. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the best way that they can keep The Fiend relevant, because now they're taking the Fiend character and kind of bringing some of the Wyatt cult leadery stuff back in, with him bringing Alexa into the Firefly Funhouse, maybe into his just his generic lore universe that they're building around him. I really loved the aggressiveness that she showed after the Fiend's screechy music played when she just mercilessly beat down Lacey Evans. It actually put over the fact that somebody as small as Alexa can destroy somebody like Lacey Evans. So I'm very curious to see where they're going to go. I hope that there's a SmackDown Women's title in there for her in the near future. Maybe if there's a draft, maybe they bring her over to Raw because Sasha and Bayley are going to feud over the blue belt for a while. Maybe she can take on Asuka as her next challenger. I feel like that would be a good shout too. I'm definitely picking Alexa Bliss as my winner of the week.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. The one thing is, I don't think that if they do this right with Alexa, they do not need to put the title on her. There is so many different ways they can go. Is this going to be a female Fiend? Is it going to be Sister Abigail? Is it going to be a whole new character? But it opens up the door for so much. And the way that she looked at the title, there's so much to do. And Alexa is a great actress. I mean, she's showing it right now. She's selling me pretty hard on what's happening. Is there anything else you got for that? Because I do want to give a couple close calls. I got to give a couple close calls.
Let's hear it.
There's two, and they both come out of AEW. First of all, I was going to talk about Eddie Kingston was on my list because that man's promo blows me away every time he talks. When they substituted him in the title match against Moxley on Dynamite, it was great. Kingston was great. He was on my radar, as well as something very small, Joe. MJF and Jericho, the little bit that they were together on the screen.
Old.
I watched it multiple times. I was like, this is amazing.
I've said it.
Gold.
Yeah, I've said this before on another podcast that I think Jericho ultimately, think about where Jericho is right now. I ultimately think that is MJF's floor for his career. And I think they are going to have a very similar career trajectory. And I could see MJF becoming one of the most iconic personalities in wrestling. Jericho's has always been a great worker, but I think that Jericho's been one of the most iconic personalities in wrestling, and I think that we're going to see that from MJF. And both of them took a very big loss at All Out, And a lot of people were very down on the fact that MJF didn't win the title and that Jericho lost to Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match. But I think we're about to see some of their most inspired work ever together. And it's amazing. It's almost like they're talking in a mirror the entire time. And it's going to be
That's exactly
special.
what they did. I can't even explain it, but I watched it. Like I said, I watched it a few times. Both of those segments on AEW were close to being my top. But I mean, then I watched the Eliminator match, and it was great. It was fun. It was a great week of wrestling, except for Raw.
Speaking of Raw, why don't we do our losers of the week? I think we're going to agree on the same thing here.
You think so?
Yeah. Let's count it down in 3, 2, 1. Walk
Retribution. Retribution. Walk with Joe. Wow.
No, it is Retribution. It is 100%.
You're walking with T-Bar. T-Bar. You're walking with
T-Bar.
T-Bar, all right? What is going on in Raw Creative? What is happening?
When I don't even remember who was on commentary saying this, but when commentary tried to slide in, it's T-Bar Mason Slapjack. Like I was admittedly, I was on my phone, I was texting or scrolling through Twitter or something, and he said that, and I went, wait a second. Like, what? And then I even better than the names is the fact that T-Bar and Slapjack have been found as some incredibly interesting things on Urban Dictionary over the last week. It's like, where did these names come from? Where did they come from? I want to know what names are left on the cutting room floor. I want to know what didn't make the cut.
You know what? Oh my goodness. The biggest, let's do this. Let's narrow it down inside the group. Dijakovic and Mia Yim, huge potential for both of them. Mm-hmm. And now we have T-Bar and Reckoning. It's like, okay, I actually, you don't know this, but I actually have footage of Vince McMahon behind the scenes. Did you know this?
I didn't know this.
Oh, who's this? Dijakovic and Mia Yim. Yeah, oh, no, let's just call them T-Bar and Reckoning. T-Bar and Reckoning, Joe. That's what we're doing right now. All right? Nothing else matters. That's what their names are. T-Bar. And the other ones, we're going to go with Mace. Oh, this one right here. Who's that? Thorn. Thorn on my side. Let's call him Mace. All right. I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know where this is coming from. I really hope it's not from the wrestlers, and I hope this is just a Vince thing, and he's like I can't take him serious. I can't. I don't know what's going to save him.
I think the saving grace they've got right now is how they've been interacting with Twitter over the course of the week.
That's it.
They have been the most smart marquee pieces of whatever you want to call them on Twitter. They've been interacting with people. That's been so much more entertaining than anything they've done in the ring on Raw. And
they need to keep it going if they want any kind of seriousness. I'm standing my ground. They need a better leader. And they need someone normal. I don't even know what to say with this. At this point, my Keith Lee theory, it's not happening because I don't want to see Keith Lee be called Thunderbolt or something.
Thunderbolt.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
A couple of weeks ago, one of the disqualifications that we've had in Keith Lee matches, I was fully expecting it to be Dominic Dijakovic standing over Keith Lee after he caused the DQ, and having bringing that, granted slightly overdone, but bringing that amazing NXT feud that they had onto the main roster.
Oh,
surprise! I felt like that would have been a really great way to introduce them. But no, now they've got them. They have contracts in WWE, so now they want to destroy WWE. They have these awful, awful names. Like, I can deal with the masks. I can deal with the Retribution look that they've had. I can deal with that. But everything together, all of the little pieces, they are now a joke. And it's going to take something serious to bring them back. Be anything that's viable. And I even tweeted this. If Retribution is still a thing, and I mean in their current form, if they still are Slapjack, T-Bar, Mace, Reckoning, and whatever they're going to call Mercedes Martinez, that hasn't come out yet. Probably going to be something like Slash or something stupid. But if there's still a thing in 6 months, I'm going to name my firstborn son Slapjack.
Slapjack, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, there is one good thing. This is wrestling. Next week, our winners could be Retribution. Will they? You know, that's the best thing about wrestling. I have hopes. It's got potential, but it's got a long way to go to get that potential.
Yes, it does.
So,
yes, it does. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the Cigar Lounge. Those have been our winners and losers of this week.
Yeah, come back next time.
Losers? Drop them in the comments. Who won this week for you? Who would you say is your loser of the week?
Right here, always.
Always.
Walk with T-Bar. Let's go.